We used to think that heartbreak was just a metaphor, but people started noticing it after a big earthquake in Japan in 2011, that a lot of people were coming into the hospital with heart attacks. These weren't people who had risk factors for heart attacks. They didn't have any blocked arteries when their hearts were imaged. There were no signs of blockages or plaque breaking free. There was something about the traumatic events of that earthquake that released so many stress hormones that people's hearts were actually kind of stunned. The heart changed shape so that there was a lobe that was distended and not able to pump very effectively. This condition was called Takotsubo cardiomyopathy. Now we know that Takotsubo rates increase after natural disasters. They're especially common in postmenopausal women who have suffered a big emotional blow. We see it in women whose spouses have died. We see it in women whose pets have died. There are some examples of men showing up with Takotsubo after their sports teams are defeated, if they're very, very invested in their soccer teams especially. Takotsubo is only about 5% of all heart attacks. But we now know that there is this clear emotional link between what's happening in a person's life and what's happening in their heart. From the article Heartbroken, there's a scientific reason why breaking up feels so rotten, by Terry Gross, heard on Fresh Air. According to the National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute, broken heart syndrome exists and is a life-threatening condition. After a tragedy, the hearts may experience muscle failure, and while the symptoms are similar to a heart attack, the condition is not the same. From the article Amazing Facts About the Human Body We Wish Someone Had Told Us Sooner by Norm Schulman, August 27, 2020. Have you ever had your heart broken? Did you know Jesus almost died from a broken heart in the garden? It says in Luke 22:44, and being in an agony, he prayed more earnestly, and the sweat was as it were great drops of blood falling down to the ground. The cup he asked his Father to take away was referring to the upcoming situation of being separated from his Father whom he dearly loved. The guilt of every human being that ever lived and would ever live was also placed on him. The indication that Jesus' heart was broken was the sweating, as it were. The great in the Greek definition is thick clots, drops of blood. The scientific term for bloody sweating is called hematohydrosis. True hematohydrosis occur in bleeding disorders. One, it may occur in individuals suffering from extreme levels of stress. Around the sweat glands, there are multiple blood vessels in a net-like form which constrict under the pressure of great stress. https://www.ncbi.nlm.nih.gov. The cross was made for the purpose of torture and slow death. It was known to take 2 days for someone to die. Jesus died within a couple hours from a broken heart. This same Jesus who is now in heaven promised us before he left, John 14:1, let not your heart be troubled. We can say Jesus said, don't let your heart be broken. I let my heart be broken for you. You believe in God, believe, trust also in me. Verse 2, in my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you, I go to prepare a place for you. Verse 3, and if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there you may be also. Christ is coming soon. I'm just sharing.